online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Was like waiting for the intro of the song, but it does not matter. We are here. There it is.
Yes.
Dave Matthews Band, if you're wondering what that song is. And we picked this song because, you know, based on the theme of today's episode. Why are you here? You are here for season 2 premiere of Scorpion, which is on CBS. And I am back for season 2. I am Monse Bolanos. So happy to see you again. Glad you're back. Across from me, my BFF for life, Susannah Kim.
Yes. Hello.
And guess what, guys? It's Susanna's first AFTERBUZZ TV
my very
after
first
show.
After show. So thank you for having me.
Are you nervous?
A little bit.
A little bit?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think we all have been there. We've all been there. But I'm so
nervous
glad you're
every
here.
time. So
Yeah. But it'll get. It's just, you know, talking. I know. It's because there's so many cameras. And guys, we're in a new studio.
Yes.
Brand new studio
in NoHo.
in NoHo, and we are so excited about it. It's huge. It's amazing. We love it. Thank you to everyone who was able to put this together. Thank you to you guys for watching and making this all happen and listening. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. So thank you. But let's get right into the episode, man. Season 2, first episode. One word. Give me.
Thrilling.
Thrilling. Good one. Yes, it was very thrilling. I agree. And what I like about it is it's thrilling, even season 1, thrilling for a long time.
Exactly.
The thrill keeps going.
Right. Because it didn't like resolve right away and just felt like, oh, well, that didn't work.
That didn't work. And then that one didn't work either.
Kept you on the edge of your seat.
On the edge of your seat, yeah. And we immediately start off with a thrilling high-speed chase.
Yes.
Or you think it's a thrilling.
You think it is until you see Gene Simmons and you're like, oh, wait.
Right? And then to ruin that, you then see Cabe, who is the tech advisor, making sure that everyone is holding the guns right and doing all the things according to how, you know, cops and people like Cabe actually work. So at that point, you're like, oh, this isn't real. Yeah. And he's working on a movie, a TV show. You know there's problems when Cabe is on set working with actors.
I liked it. It was very LA of them to do that, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, of course, throw them in a movie set.
It's like, what are you doing on your off time? Oh, I'm just working on set. Right. No big deal. No big deal. And then right away, they get a case because they had all been fired from last season, obviously. But they get a call, and he's super excited, and on one by one starts to put the group back together.
Yeah. Just like that, he was reinstated back into Homeland. So
yeah,
well, I thought that was a little easy, but that's good for them.
Oh, television.
Right.
Yeah. TV. Yeah. Very quick. I know. Just got a phone call. Literally walked off set. I feel like if I walked just off set like that.
Right. Well, usually when you get fired.
Yeah. You know? That's true. But he wasn't fired. He literally just gave Gene his stuff and was like, Gene, hold on to this. But one by one, he takes everyone back, and we start with Walter, who seems to be in therapy.
Yes.
Has this contraption on his hand.
Yes.
You guys remember season finale, car accident, dangling
on a cliff
and
side.
Paige is dying because they love each other, and we'll talk about that.
Right.
But yeah, he has this thing on his hand that is helping. Like maybe he has no.
I don't know. Couldn't tell you exactly. I mean, for sure, it seems like it's like stabilizing.
It's
hands,
it's probably you're right.
Medical. Something
that we
medical.
Don't understand. Seriously, there's lots of things on this show that sometimes I don't understand.
And he's getting better.
He is getting better, and he's actually having a good time. They do a little joke where it seems like he's rewiring some of the things for other patients, and they wanted a patient to use chopsticks to see how the progression is, but instead he controlled rewired it, and he was like playing the piano. Yeah. So at least Walter's having a good time.
That was cute.
It was very cute. Walter should not have left the doctor's office or wherever he was.
Right.
Because he's not really recuperated. What did they say? 1 month, 2 months?
Yeah, he said that the doctor said he'd be back to, full capacity at the end of the month. But of course he's not going to listen.
No.
He doesn't listen to anybody.
So he left. So. And then I love that we get a serving nightmare from Paige.
Yes.
because I've had plenty of those.
Me too.
Plenty.
It's so sad.
They still happen to me.
Yeah.
Even in like weird situations where it's like, wait, I'm not serving. Why am I stressing out about getting you water right now? I don't understand. But I love that just because I think so many people can relate.
Super relatable.
Right?
All the actors in LA are like, yes.
Yes. And it still happens to me.
We've been there.
But no, she wakes up and they're back at the garage, and we get right away Happy, Toby, and Sylvester. Happy even shoots Toby with a BB gun, little paintball gun. Like, I love that right back to what we're expecting.
Yeah, and you see their chemistry. You see how they, joke around and play around. So I like that.
And Sylvester brings that toy, the super fun guy toy that at the end he gets all mad at Toby. But I love that. I love that it just literally went back right to where it left off.
Yes.
And Cabe and Walter arrive at the garage, and I thought it was a great shot of Paige's eyes when he walked in. She's just like, I was like,
and Walter too, his reaction when he sees her like through the shoulders of whoever else was there.
Yeah. But her face is like, oh, there he is. It's probably because they're really dating. Maybe it might be easier to show that, but it's also because Paige and Walter deserve to be together, and I don't understand why they make it so complicated.
They're cute together.
They are precious together. And I thought it was cool that we find out that Cabe is the only one who got to visit him.
Yeah, I thought that was sweet. I mean, it totally makes sense too, but yeah, I think that worked a lot better for the whole Walter Paige storyline, knowing that she wasn't there from holding his hand the whole time, that
they hadn't seen each other.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, now let's talk about that awkward moment of like, however long ago that was.
Yeah, and Toby calls that Hercules complex.
Right.
Him not wanting anyone else to see him. But I agree. I think it's true. It's exactly how Walter probably would want it. Nobody to see him in that state of not being
recuperation.
Walter. Yeah. So we also, like, in this whole thing, we find out that while they've been away, he got cupcakes from Paige, but that also Walter left her reading material on communication.
Right. Leadership.
On leadership, and she read them.
Yeah.
And that leads them to have that encounter that you were just saying, that possibly weird encounter. Hey, we kissed, but...
Which, man, even from the get-go, right when they got into the same room, the tension between the two of them was so, like, palpable. Like, it was like, it was hot. Like, like, there's just heat between them. Yeah. Even though they weren't,
even
doing anything.
Yeah, they were standing just like normal. Yeah, you could feel it.
Yeah.
You could tell.
It was good.
Yeah, and they have that talk. She talks to him and tells him, I read the books you gave me, blah, 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 open communication. I kissed you when you were unconscious. And he drops the papers, which I thought was so cute.
Yeah, I thought that was really sweet.
I thought that was a nice little subtle way of showing that he's human and that he's not just this genius who has no emotion. Right. And it kind of tells us that, that he wasn't aware of the kiss too, because you're not totally sure. I mean, obviously it didn't seem like he was aware of it, but he was aware of it. Remember the video on his laptop that he
Well, that's later. That's later after she tells him. But like before he drops the papers, you're kind of like, oh, okay,
he really didn't.
Like, that was a surprise.
Right.
He's just now like getting it. And,
that
was cute.
You're right. That was. He was so shocked.
What happened? That happened. Yeah.
He's like, can you repeat that?
So
that is probably what he wanted. You're right. But then she tells them that they should remain professional.
Yeah.
I was so annoyed by that.
It was very like, I think we should just keep it. Like, it was very calm. It wasn't like super dramatic or anything. It was just very like casual.
I thought she was doing the typical girl thing where she's saying one thing.
Oh, she totally is.
Oh, but from
beginning to end.
So I didn't think she was. I didn't think she was like this. I thought she was clearly like, I really don't mean this.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, but obviously Walter's not gonna pick up.
Yeah, he's not gonna pick up on
wrong
that.
person to play games with.
Right? I was like, you can't do that. That's what we should have played. That Justin Bieber song. What do you mean? Right. We should have played that too. So for Paige, because seriously, Paige, what do you mean? Because that's not what you mean.
Yeah.
But
also Walter does that too. I mean, it's towards the end, but Walter does the same little bit of
stuff
at the end. So
guys do it too.
They're both just
guys definitely do it too, and he does
killing
do
it.
Killing. I know you guys are doing great, staying away from each other. And then we finally get the case. We finally know what they're about to do, and we get a new head of Homeland Security, Adriana Molina. Well, Adriana Molina, yes. I think is how she said it.
Yeah.
Right?
Adriana, yeah.
And the actress who did a great job, I loved her, is Alana de la Garza. That is the actress. Great job. I loved you. I like the difference. Merrick, I didn't like. Like, there were things about Merrick where I was like, get off the camera.
Like Merrick.
Yeah.
I mean, like, character-wise, you know? Like, everyone was like,
I was just like, get off the camera. I don't care to see these 90 seconds of you yelling at them. Like, I just don't. She, like, even though she's kind of a hard ass, there is something pleasant about her.
Yeah. And it seemed like she was sort of supportive, you know, like she's on their side. Right. Except for at the end. But yeah, she's totally on their side.
Yeah, totally on their side. But I liked her. I liked her. And instantly they tell you that she's like, she walks in and she's like, well, I'm sure you're going to hack my information. And Sylvester's like, yeah, you've done this, you've done this, you've done that. At the same time, or like around that time, we also find out why I love Toby so much. He's a Clippers fan. Yeah. He snuck into a Clippers game.
Slip that in.
She's like, you're in trouble with all these people. And he's like, and the NBA. And she's like, what? I snuck into a Clippers game. As you should. Clippers game. All the time. Not a Lakers game. Who cares about them? All the time. All right. So the point of this episode, the episode is called Satellite of Love. And it is because there is a nuclear-powered Russian satellite that is going to hit basically LA area, killing about 10 million people is what they say. And it has to be diverted.
Right.
Now, I don't know the first thing about satellites. Let me tell you guys. When this was happening, Susannah and I looked at each other several times and we're like, what?
So it was knocked off by who?
By who? So what's it?
So originally, I think they were saying that it was knocked off by debris. Right. Was the original story.
Yes, that was. And we find out that that's not the original story. That's not really what happened. That's not what really happened. Right. But they have about 3 hours and they got to get together and go do some work. And they go do work.
Yes.
And like always, the first answer doesn't work. Or like the first solution they have doesn't work. Because they think that they just have to hack the system so that they can redirect the satellite. And it turns out they cannot hack the system because Russians are smart. I would assume. Russians are smart and they know how to protect their system. So then they actually think about going to the Russian consulate, right? Yes, to hack into at least their system and be able to get the keystrokes, because what they want is the code to the satellite to be able to control it. Right. That's what they want. And they're thinking if they can get the keystrokes, they can finally get the code and hack into it.
Of course. And this whole time, Walter is having his like dizzy spells and headaches, and he actually tells Paige that he's only running at like 70%, which I'm thinking, all right, well, at least Walter at 70% is like, 110% for everyone else. It's like, I'm really trying here, man. You're giving 70, but
it's true.
It can't be that bad, man.
It can't be that bad. That's very true.
Yeah, but that was interesting to see, because I don't know that we've seen that before, like getting into Walter's head a little bit and kind of, feeling what he's feeling, because usually he's just like on it, time, so.
And we did see that, thanks for mentioning that, because we saw that early on, right, when he is in therapy. Right. And he walks away, there's like a subtle...
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, but it was so subtle and so quick that it was like, and you're right, and they put it in pretty often throughout the episode that he's still feeling like that.
Right, when Adriana, when she's like debriefing the whole thing, it's like, you don't even hear what she's saying, because he's just in and out of it. So.
In and out of it.
I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, you're right. But he doesn't have to go to the Russian consulate to get the keystrokes. The people that go, Toby and Happy. Of course they do. They get on a car, and when they're on their way there, Happy does an analogy about them using fungus. Saying something like,
Toby.
Toby. What did I not say? Toby and Happy. Yeah, go in a car, and they are going to try and get the keystrokes and all that good stuff. But he uses a fungus analogy for he and Happy, saying something like, when the fungus is there, but then it grows on you.
He's saying like usually like talking about himself.
Like, he's the fungus.
I'm pretty gross, or like it's gross at first or something, but then it becomes like this fine fungus that you share. Although I've never really felt that with fungus, but
to each his own.
I'm sure cheese would be real.
And that's what he was saying. He was talking about cheese. Yeah. He's talking about like stinky cheese, and then you like it.
So Happy's the cheese.
So Happy. Oh, they are so cute together. That's cute. And they get to the Russian consulate, and it turns out Happy knows how to speak Russian.
Yes.
And when that happened, I thought,
she speaks Japanese.
Yeah. Is that what that? Like, oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we're gonna pretend like she doesn't speak anything or any English. We're just gonna say you only speak Japanese, and then of course, the lady, which totally wouldn't expect it to be a lady. Even they were like kind of surprised, you know, because Toby thought it was gonna be a guy.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, you won't even pay attention to you, when really it was a woman, and she speaks Japanese, so she's only gonna pay attention to her.
And they interact.
Yes.
They exchange information, and he's able to put the piece into like the plug, the outlet, and that's how they intend to get the keystrokes to find the code. It's a lot of scientific, so many things, guys, that if you don't understand, you should see how we're struggling. But we're trying here to explain it to you to the best of normal people abilities without using their terminology. So they have this little piece that goes into an outlet, and that's supposed to be able to hack into their system and get the code that they need to hack into the satellite. And they get it. And, you know, the plan is in play. They are able to get the coordinates, because Sylvester gets the exact coordinates and says, this is where it's going. We can send a missile. It'll hit it. Boom.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about it. And, of course, it's 20 minutes into the episode.
Yeah.
It's not the solution. I knew that. I'm sure we all knew that. It's 20 minutes in. And it misses.
Yes.
And at this point, I thought Adriana was bad for like a split second.
Interesting.
Little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think that at all.
Well, I was wrong, so it's a good thing you
right.
did. So you're fine.
Yeah. No, I guess I was a little surprised that they ended up saying, oh, it was actually the U.S. government, you know? 'Cause it's like, well, aren't they working for the government? So these are our people that are putting us in this position. Cool.
Yeah.
Put us to work.
Sounds like normal life.
Right. Yeah.
It was just, it doesn't work. And because Walter kind of says the feeling I had, hey, you might not be saying the whole truth, because I thought she was not 100% good. I thought she was a little evil.
Oh, right.
So he kind of calls her out on it, but it's not that.
Even she's like, oh, well, I also think.
Well, yeah,
like,
I also think.
Let me
exactly.
call the president.
Yeah, and she gets on the phone.
She gets up on with Obama, apparently. I mean,
hey Obama.
20-something, right?
Yeah.
2015.
Yeah. Well, she's the head of national security. It could be that easy for her to get on the phone with Obama or something.
Totally.
But she does get on the phone.
Choose him out.
Choose him out. You go, girl. And it turns out, yes, the U.S. government knocked the satellite out of orbit, and then there was a dummy satellite that they tried to use, and it didn't work. So now this satellite is coming to LA, and that's what they're trying to still figure out.
Yes.
I thought it was interesting that Adriana was like, well, I'm a bounce, so this isn't working,
right?
Because my helicopter will pick me up. I will be out of here if you're saying you can't.
My right's on the roof.
Yeah. So it was so quick. She's like, so we're done. So there's no saving.
But it was really logical. I like how she was like, you know, you guys, you know,
save yourselves.
Exactly. You would save so many other lives in the future. I thought that was pretty logical.
It's true. It wasn't like she was gonna leave them behind.
Right.
Yeah. But I just
tough love. But
yeah. So fast. And then Walter just, you know, has those moments, which he even did in the first season, where he just comes up with an idea out of nowhere when you think this is the end. They're not gonna be able to find a way. He always finds a way. Always. And he says that they need a better form of communication between the satellite and where they are.
Right.
And then there's like a top secret way of communicating that they call 24G. And it's supposed to be a top secret like NASA thing, but then Sylvester's like, please, a bunch of people know about that. It's on several blogs. Like, people talk about that. So it turns out they knew about it, but national security thought nobody else knew about it. And it's the way to get them close enough to be able to communicate with the satellite. That's what they think. But the problem is, of course, you know, it can't be too easy. They only have 20 seconds when the satellite and this 24G are crossing to be able to communicate. They only have about 20 seconds is what they tell us. And
of course what happens is...
It's good stuff, though.
Yeah, it was really cute.
It was
like
very cute.
It was before they got into that, right? Where they...
Yeah, well, they're trying to do it.
He's like, hey, Paige, can you just exit out of that? Oh, wait, no, not that. And then she actually finds that he hacked into the hospital security cam and got the footage of Paige kissing him. I thought that was so cute.
It is very cute. And had it on, like a repeat. On repeat and
going over
whatever. What is it that she said? She said something sweet, like, and it was just on loop. Over. Just keep it going over and over. And awkward. Unfortunately, because he did that, he gets a virus on his computer that does not allow them to fix the problem once again.
Right.
And Toby makes a comment. Yeah. He says, I'm not going to mention the irony that there's a virus in a hospital.
Yeah, that you got a virus from a hospital.
That you got a virus from a hospital. And then
would
Happy
say
looks at him. She's
Yeah.
like, I said I wouldn't mention it. It's so cute. And just once again, you think it's going to be over, but then you're like, no, it's not. It's only 40 minutes into the episode, so it's not over. And Paige has a moment where she's like, we are not going to go down. Ralph is X amount of miles away. It's not the last time I'm going to see my son. And then Happy very realistically says, we talked about an A-bomb possibly happening.
Right.
Like, this is happening. Here's a phone. Talk to Ralph. And then, of course, that's probably what triggered Walter to think of something else.
Exactly.
Because he thinks of something else. And this is where I got real confused. So if you want to just help out a sister in this part.
There's only so much we can follow at our capacity.
Yes. Yeah. So
Happy builds an EMP.
Yes. And they needed microwaves. I got that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. So she makes a doohickey.
Yeah, she did doohickey.
Some sort of something.
Yeah. And it's supposed to, they're supposed to be able to redirect, with this, it's supposed to be able to redirect the satellite to the ocean.
Right. Something about getting this, like, causing some sort of surge so that the safety mode of the satellite shuts off. So that way Sylvester Sly can get in, hack, say, hey, let's go this way instead. Yeah. So
She's 100% right. That is right.
That was 100% right.
That was good. No, that was good.
90% right.
But yeah, that's exactly, you explained it better than I could have.
Yeah.
And they have it all together.
Yeah.
And Happy tests it out. And unfortunately injures her eye.
Yes.
And Toby tells her, you can't go out there because your eye, I need to fix it now or else it's going to be too late.
Exactly.
And then
drain it.
He has to drain it. That's pretty gross.
Yeah.
And so Walter needs somebody else to go with him. And it can't be Cabe because it's too much weight. So that's probably why it's not Sylvester. And he's also somewhere else doing the code thing.
Toby's treating Happy.
And the only person left is Paige. Of course. You know, television brings us such great, awesome stories. Yeah. So Paige tells us about his feelings. Or Walter tells Paige about his feelings.
Which I was kind of surprised that happened. Because when they kind of talked about it in the beginning of the episode, I thought that was going to be it. I was like, oh, you know, they're just going to maybe drag it out and not bring it up again. But I was surprised that Walter, you know, like it was almost kind of weird to be like, oh my gosh, is he actually talking about his feelings? Like,
and this is when they're alone in the what is it, like a hot air balloon?
It's kind of like a hot air balloon.
Like a hot air balloon.
To us, it was a hot air balloon.
It was a hot air balloon, but it's not really what it looked like. It looked like something else.
Right. It was fancier.
And they have the hoodie? What did you just call it?
Doohickey.
Doohickey. Whatever you just called it. And in it, there's like strapped down, and he's just like starts talking about his feelings. It's like, this is the time. Right now? Not when she told you?
Well, no. you know, I mean, they could have died, so it's like, this is the time. I mean, I think he said something like that, you know, like, no.
No, but I think you're thinking about the season finale, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Because I feel like there was a lot of that too.
Like,
this is
that I needed to say this. Yeah.
Yeah, and but even though he tells her his feelings, he then still says, "But I agree with you."
Same thing.
I agree with you. We should just be friends and keep it professional.
Same thing that Paige
Shut up,
did.
Walter. I know it's all Paige's fault, really. And then it gets to the point where it's like, all right, we're getting close to the satellite. You got to go up there. You got to use this contraption that Happy put together and make it work. He goes up out of what we call a hot air balloon, and of course doesn't go smooth.
Yeah,
he drops
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers.
Half of it
drops. Yeah, just and the battery.
I love that he didn't even tell anyone. He's like, oh yeah. 1 second. Don't tell anybody. Hey, I'm actually gonna have to go over this thing. Yeah, fetch this myself. They're like, oh, what's going on there? He's like, I just got a little. What do you call it? A wrinkle?
Yeah, I got a wrinkle. I just got a little wrinkle. And then the battery goes down to where Paige is, which I think is what's gonna cause the surge. Or
right. Yeah. The battery drops to her. So she's like, obviously that's not connected.
Yeah. And then the other thing went around the like hot air balloon, and then Walter is like climbing along the side of this thing, and then yells at Paige, "Get the battery!" Right. It's like, okay.
Clinging on for dear life.
Clinging on
once
for
again.
Dear life. Seriously,
like cliffhanger. Yeah.
Seriously, literally clinging on for dear life. Poor guy. And it turns so Paige goes up, and he's still kind of falling.
Right.
But tells Happy, "You have to tell Paige what to do." Because I can't do it. Because he's holding on.
Right.
And then Paige gets a little loopy. Yeah. And she says that.
Right. She's and like, Walter's parachute falls off.
Oh, so Walter's parachute
another
falls
like,
off.
oh, you're really just hanging there.
Yeah, you're really just hanging there.
It's just you.
Yeah, but he's holding on with one arm this entire time, basically, because remember, he's got a thing on his hand. my strong hand. But like,
my hand's messed up.
My he's only holding on with his left arm this entire time, which I thought was really, come on, guys. Like, Paige should have helped him, and then but whatever. Whatever. We'll keep believing it. That's cool. Yeah. We'll keep believing it. And Paige says she's getting a little loopy, but you know, there's nobody else to do it, so she has to do it. Mm-hmm. And she's able to do it. That leads to Sylvester able to redirect the satellite.
He's able to hack in. And
exactly. Mm-hmm. And it turns out he redirects it to the ocean, yes, but also on the way towards Paige and Walter. Yeah. Of course.
A little unfortunate.
More thrilling.
Yeah. And, of course, while he's working under pressure, DOD shows up.
Yeah.
Point, just, hey, stop.
Stop. Yeah. Which is like, how did Homeland Security not tell them that this was...
Right.
Come on, communicate a little bit better. You should read the books that Walter gave Paige.
Yeah. Right.
All right? But, yeah. Luckily, she pulls out, you know, her badge, and she's like, I'm head of Homeland. Like,
yeah, which works like a charm.
Yeah, I will stop you. I will
a badge.
Yeah, I know. Homicide. She is able to get them out of there, and he, like we said, they're able to redirect satellite. Unfortunately, it's going right towards Walter and Paige, and they're both outside of the hot air balloon at this point. Mm-hmm. Holding on to dear life.
And to each other.
And they're trying to get together so that they can share a parachute.
Exactly.
But they can't clip themselves. It's too far. It's not long enough.
Right.
And at that point, I was like, well, then just get real close, make out, and do it. I thought they were going to make out there.
Yeah.
I was like, this is where they kiss. This is where it happens, because they have to get so close.
Yeah.
And then it didn't go that way.
Right. And I thought it was kind of, like, sweet and very, like... I don't know, sort of manly of Walter to be like, when he realized that it wasn't going to reach around, he's like, you just go. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, dang. Yeah. All right.
But he's always been like that.
Yeah,
even in season 1.
But still, like,
yeah.
You know? Like, think of maybe one more way. Like, you know, he's always quick to, like, let himself go, even though, like, in other situations, he's always trying to think of another solution.
Yeah. But at that point, I mean... Sylvester had already told him, hey, it's coming right at you guys. Yeah. So he was just
like, he could see it.
And
coming for them.
They could see it. And they finally, she says no. Right. Paige fights it, says no, clips them together. Mm-hmm. Parachute goes off. They fly off of the hot air balloon, and
which is when I thought they were gonna kiss. That was my moment. I was like, now they're falling together. Like, how
they just saved each other,
right? I want to do that.
Yeah.
Just on purpose.
Put me in a dangerous situation and then make it a happy ending so I can have a nice kiss
while I make out with someone.
Yeah. Is that a lot to ask for?
Cute.
Yeah, that would have been great, Walter. We need you to step up. But thanks for trying to protect her. We also
and instead they just had this awkward moment like, oh, this would be awkward.
And it is. But he makes a comment. He's like, it's a good thing we're professional.
Exactly.
Or whatever.
Same conversation over.
Oh, yeah. And... They survive and they dive and we fix everything. Once again, Team Scorpion does it.
To the rescue.
And to celebrate, everybody goes out for drinks. Toby says he's buying, so Cabe's like, yes, I'm going. Right, yeah. And that leaves Paige and Walter alone.
Of course.
In the garage, or the warehouse, once again. Mm-hmm. And I was like, all right, so this is where they're going to kiss?
Right.
Even though I didn't think so. Like, I was like, they have to kiss.
This one kind of surprised me.
Yeah, but I wasn't. They have to kiss. It was what I was thinking, but I was like, not here, like not right now.
Right.
No.
Like the stakes weren't high. They weren't like building up to anything. Yeah. It's just like, you know, the end of the episode.
Yeah. And they talk about their relationship again. And Walter tells her that he did at one point, like have those feelings and all that good stuff. But then they go into an awkward kiss, right? Like a passionate yet awkward.
Right.
Yet.
And quick.
And not that. It wasn't a peck. It was, there were seconds.
For how passionate it was, I was like, that needs to keep going. You know what I mean? When it's that good, you just gotta, you know.
It's true. You do gotta just keep going. I just thought it was like a nerdy, passionate.
Yeah. And then immediately afterwards, they were like
far away
from each other. So
and I thought they were gonna go back and kiss again.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Because they were like,
and just be like, oh, over it.
Over it. Yeah.
Let's test this more.
Mm-hmm. And they both claimed, oh yeah, I didn't feel anything. No.
Right.
It's like, come on.
Right.
So how long is this going to go? It's the first episode.
Right.
How long will this go? Of them back and forth.
End of the season.
Probably to the end of the season. Are you kidding me? You guys, do not be sad that you can't see them kiss on the show. You can see them kiss in real life a lot.
Very true.
This is how we get into our news and gossip for today. Now, if you did not know that Paige and Walter, Elias Gable and Katharine McPhee were dating in real life, they are dating in real life. And they are the cutest thing ever.
Precious.
Yeah. And Katharine McPhee was married. Did you know that? But filed for divorce 6 months after she was married. And that's like pretty much coming to the end. So they have been dating now, Paige and Walter, for like a year in real life. And they're so cute. And
for a year?
About a year. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a while.
A long time. So if you guys have not look up pictures. I don't know if we're able to show you. We wanted to show you guys some photos. Hopefully we can make it work. We're in the new studio, so we're testing stuff out. But if you have not looked it up, they went to the US Open together, and they're so cute. There's a photo of them like eating sushi. There's a photo of them looking at each other kissing. So cute. And then there's other photos where they just look like they're just looking at the game, but it's so cute.
Yeah, we'll tweet them. So you can definitely catch them.
So you can catch them. It's so adorable. And there's also photos that you can look up that actually have to do with next week's episode, which I didn't know until we saw the preview. Yes. They show a quick preview for next week's episode that they go to Cuba and they make a comment that they're the most wanted people in Cuba.
Right.
And the photos that you can find of that episode, it's Paige and Walter kissing, but not kissing for the episode, like just kissing for them.
Yeah.
And
they're in the water.
They're in the water and they're drenched. In like fully clothed and everything.
They look good.
It was so good. I know. So look them up. They are freaking
so cute.
Adorable. So excited. So
adorable. Yeah. And it makes it so exciting for the show too. You know, it's like, you kind of see their chemistry. You're like,
totally.
What's happening there? Yeah.
And it's crazy because you can see chemistry between them, like you said, so far away.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
you can just feel it.
You just feel it. And it's like, we talked about it, how it could be easier to give those looks of like, I love you, but I can't have you because I do love you, and I really can't have you based on the script.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
we're on set.
So we're on set, so I can't act on how I truly feel about you, which is why, we're gonna see that probably all season.
Hopefully.
Do you have any predictions for? I mean, I know it's a procedural, and we're probably gonna get the same stuff, but do you have any specific predictions just from this episode?
Well, hey guys, before we get into predictions, we want to take a moment to thank our wonderful sponsors. And I just want to give a shout out to ABC Quantico, which is going to premiere on Sunday, September 27th. It's the series premiere of ABC's most highly anticipated new drama. It's called Quantico, and it's where the FBI trains their top recruits. Over 100,000 young people apply, but only 1,200 get in. They are the smartest, strongest, and have the best skills. Now they must live and train together under one roof. But everything changes when a massive terrorist attack strikes in America, and the FBI discovers its greatest fear, that one of their top Quantico recruits is a terrorist. Which one is left behind and became a traitor? It's an edge-of-your-seat drama with twist after twist after twist. Priyanka Chopra stars in one of television's top new shows of the fall. Don't miss the series premiere of Quantico, Sunday, September 27th at 10/9 Central on ABC.
Make sure you do catch that.
Definitely catch that. It looks good.
It does look good, and it seems really like if you're a fan of Scorpion, you would like Quantico. That's so true. Right? Totally, 100%. I will definitely be at least TiVoing that if I can't watch that live. But yeah, do you have any predictions?
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV
what happens with
predictions.
The little boy.
You're more excited to see what's going to happen with Ralph?
Back. Yeah, when Ralphie comes back.
Yeah, I'm actually curious to see what will happen with Ralph and Ralph's dad.
Right, exactly, because he's been with his dad.
Right, they said that he's out with him.
What happens when they come back? And, like how that mixes things up between Paige and Walter. Because I feel like it's a little easier for Paige and Walter because Ralph's not there, the dad's not there, like there's just less confusion. Because Ralph was a lot of the reason why Paige was like, hey, let's not.
Right.
So I think, throwing them back in the mix will make it a little more exciting.
And what will happen with Toby and Happy?
Oh, they're getting together. They have to get together. I mean, already she was kind of like...
She did say
when she said,
towards the end. Yeah.
It kind of seemed like but let's try it.
Yeah, they did have a special moment where it seemed as though she was like, yes, you're right. There's something there, and we should possibly pursue it. Explore that.
And they should. Yeah. They're so cute.
They are very cute. So I hope we get somebody for Sylvester. And I hope he gets somebody for Cabe.
Well, Sylvester's with Walter's sister, hopefully still.
Well,
is that still going on?
We don't know.
So we'll see.
I mean,
so I guess we'll find that
I hope they do. I'm totally for that. I hope we just get the confirmation that is still happening.
Right.
And I hope for somebody for Cabe.
Yeah.
Which I think would be a very Adriana, maybe. Mm-hmm. I thought it would be a very interesting wrench in the show if he got a girlfriend and like love was in the mix for him and how much he would really want to be a part of Scorpion.
Interesting.
Yeah. You know, and then it would be like, oh, Walter has to be
and especially with Cabe being Walter's sort of like dad figure, you know? So then is that introducing like a, you know?
Totally.
Yeah. A new relationship for Walter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Any other predictions? I think that's it, right?
So.
Anything else on the episode that we didn't cover? That we should have? I feel like we got it all. All the smart stuff and all the lovey-dovey stuff.
Yeah. Talking about how Melina kind of just like rolled over Scorpion helping them out. She's like, oh, we did a great job.
Yeah. And
and then there were these scientists they helped too.
Right? That's all she said. She didn't even say Team Scorpion. Yeah. Which I thought, I was like, how are you not going to give them a name?
With her until that. I was like, I liked you so much.
And I feel like the way that we feel is not the way that they intended us to feel.
Maybe.
Because the way it was shot, it was like you just saw Team Scorpion and they were like, I can't believe she's not going to give us any credit. Right. Then they go back to her and then she says, the group of scientists helped us, and that was it. Right. So I think we're not supposed to feel the way we feel, but I do feel that way. I'm like, you couldn't say Team Scorpion?
Yeah, right.
You couldn't say these people right over here.
Yeah,
come on out, guys. A little applause for them that just saved millions of lives.
Your lives.
Your lives. So thank them. None of that. Yeah. I agree. I did not like that. But I liked her, so come back. We hope to see you again on the rest of the season. We hope to see the rest of you for the rest of season 2 for Scorpion. We will be taping Wednesdays, even though the show airs on Mondays. But please, tweet us. Susannah, where can they tweet you?
They can tweet me at Susannah_Kim.
All right, and you guys can tweet me at Monse Bolanos, MonseBolanos. Let us know what you think. Let us know what's going to happen with Paige and Walter. Look up them in real life. They're so freaking cute.
They're so cute.
And come back next week. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. is when we'll be taping Scorpion. So thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.